Imagine having a personal English teacher in your pocket, a teacher who never gets tired, never judges your mistakes, and is available 24 hours a day. But now, imagine something scary. What if the same tool that helps you learn English is slowly making your brain stop learning? Is artificial intelligence making English learners smarter, or is it making them lazy?
Alex, honestly, this is something I think about all the time. I use AI tools to translate sentences, correct my grammar, and even write messages in English. But sometimes I wonder, am I actually improving, or am I just letting AI do the work for me?
Sarah, you just described the biggest question facing millions of English learners today. AI is powerful. It can completely change the way we learn English. But there is a right way to use it, and there's a wrong way. Today, we're going to discover how to use AI as a learning partner instead of a replacement for your brain. Sarah, let me ask you something. When you see a new English word, what do you usually do?
Honestly, I open Google Translate or ask AI for the meaning.
That is exactly what many learners do. And it feels productive, right? You get the answer quickly, you understand the word, you move on. But here's the problem. Your brain remembers what it struggles to understand. It does not remember everything it receives easily.
So, using AI is bad?
No, not at all. The problem is not AI. The problem is using AI like a shortcut instead of using it like a trainer. Think about going to the gym. If someone lifts the weights for you every day, you may spend hours at the gym, but your muscles will not become stronger. Your brain works the same way.
So, how should English learners use AI correctly?
Great question. Instead of asking, "What does this sentence mean?" try asking, "Explain this sentence simply. Give me 3 examples, then test me." Do you see the difference?
Yes, in the first one, AI gives me the answer, but in the second one, AI helps me practice.
Exactly. AI should not be your answer machine. AI should be your practice partner. Let's take a simple sentence. I am looking forward to meeting you. A learner may ask AI, translate the sentence. AI gives the translation, finished. But a smarter learner asks, why do we say looking forward to? Give me 5 situations where I can use it. Now the learner understands the pattern.
That actually makes sense. One method saves time, but the other method builds skill.
Exactly. And remember this, fast answers don't always create fast improvement. But there's something more important. Most people think the biggest benefit of AI is that it gives information faster, but that's not the biggest advantage. The real power of AI is something much deeper. It can give you unlimited opportunities to practice.
Wait, you mean I can practice English conversation with AI?
Exactly. Think about a student who wants to improve speaking. Before AI, many learners had a problem. They knew vocabulary, they knew grammar rules, but they had nobody to practice with.
Yes, this was my problem. I studied English for years, but when someone asked me a question, my mind became completely empty.
Sarah, that happens to thousands of learners. And the reason is simple. English is not only knowledge, English is a skill. You don't become a better speaker by only reading about speaking. You become better by speaking. Here's a simple method. Use AI for a 5-minute conversation every day. Tell AI, act as my English conversation partner. Ask me simple questions, correct my mistakes after I finish speaking. Then, start talking.
But Alex, what if I make many mistakes?
Then you're learning. Remember, making mistakes is not a sign that your English is bad. Making mistakes is proof that your brain is learning.
Alex, I think many students have another problem. They depend on AI because they're afraid of making mistakes.
Beautiful observation. Fear is actually one of the biggest barriers in English learning. Many students think, what if people laugh at my English? What if I say something wrong? What if my grammar is not perfect? But here's the truth. Nobody becomes fluent by waiting until they are perfect. Children learn languages by making thousands of mistakes. They say wrong words. They create funny sentences, but they keep speaking.
So AI can help remove that fear.
Yes, Because AI gives you a safe environment. You can practice the same sentence 10 times. You can ask the same question 20 times. You can make mistakes without embarrassment. Right now, try this with me. Repeat this sentence. I am improving my English every day. Again. I am improving my English every day. Now, make it personal. I am improving my English because... Complete this sentence yourself.
I am improving my English because I want more opportunities.
Excellent! That is exactly how learning happens. Not by memorizing thousands of words, but by using English for your own life.
Alex, I understand that AI can help us practice, but I still have a question. Why do some students use AI every day, but their English does not improve? They use AI tools, they watch videos, they translate sentences, and after months, they still feel stuck.
Sarah, that is probably the most important question in this entire conversation, because the difference is not the tool. The difference is the way people use the tool.
So, two people can use the same AI tool, but one person improves and the other person doesn't.
Exactly. Imagine two students. Student A asks AI, "Write this email for me." AI writes it. Student A copies it, sends it, and moves on. Student B asks AI, "Help me write this email. First, show me my mistakes. Then, explain why they are mistakes. Then, let me rewrite it myself." Who do you think will improve faster?
Student B, because they're still using their own brain.
Exactly. And this brings us to the biggest rule of AI English learning. Never let AI think instead of you. Let AI help you think better. Many learners use AI like a calculator. They put a problem inside and they only take the answer outside. But language learning is not mathematics. You cannot become fluent by collecting answers. You become fluent by training your brain.
So, what is the right system?
Let me show you a simple daily system that many successful learners follow. If you have only 30 minutes every day, you can create a powerful English routine, not by studying harder, but by practicing smarter. First, 10 minutes of listening. Listen to English conversations, podcasts, interviews, or stories. But don't just listen passively. Listen with a purpose.
What do you mean by purpose?
For example, don't say, "I will listen because I need to improve English." Instead, say, "Today I will find 5 useful expressions from this conversation." Your brain starts looking for patterns. Second, 10 minutes speaking. This is where AI becomes extremely powerful. You can create your own conversation partner.
Can you give an example?
Of course, you can tell AI, "Ask me questions about my daily routine. Wait for my answers, correct only important mistakes." Then you start speaking. Let's practice together now. Sarah, imagine you are meeting a new person. I ask you, what do you usually do on weekends? Answer naturally.
I usually spend my weekends with my family. Sometimes I watch movies and practice English.
Great answer. Small improvement. Instead of saying, "I spend my weekends with my family," you can also say, "I usually spend my weekends hanging out with my family." Native speakers often use hang out in casual conversations. Third, 5 minutes vocabulary. But please remember, do not learn random words. Learn words connected to your life.
Can you explain that?
Sure. If you love cooking, learn cooking vocabulary. If you work in business, learn business vocabulary. If you travel, learn travel expressions. Your brain remembers words better when they have a personal connection. Finally, 5 minutes shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it immediately.
Like copying the speaker?
Exactly. You copy pronunciation, rhythm, speed, emotion. This is one of the fastest ways to make your English sound natural. Right now, try this with me. I will say a sentence. Listen carefully. I have been trying to improve my English for a long time. Repeat. I have been trying to improve my English for a long time. One more time with confidence. I have been trying to improve my English for a long time.
When you repeat it like this, it feels easier.
Exactly. Because you are not just learning English, you are training your mouth and your brain to work together.
Alex, this sounds great, but do you remember a student who actually changed their English using this method?
Yes. I remember someone named James.
What happened with James?
James was an interesting learner. He studied English for almost 5 years. He watched hundreds of lessons. He memorized grammar rules. He collected vocabulary lists. But when he had to speak, nothing came out.
Oh no.
Yes, he told me, Alex, I know English in my notebook, but I don't have English in my mouth.
That sentence is powerful.
Very powerful. Because many learners have the same problem. They know the language, but they cannot use the language.
So what changed for James?
One small habit. He stopped trying to learn everything, and he started using English for only 5 minutes every day.
Only 5 minutes?
Yes. He used AI as a speaking partner. Every day, he answered simple questions. What did you do today? What are you planning tomorrow? What is your opinion about this topic? At first, his answers were short, sometimes incorrect. Sometimes he stopped because he didn't know a word, but he continued.
And after some time, he became fluent?
Not immediately. And that is the part most people don't understand. Learning English is not a magic trick. It is a daily transformation. But what happened after 3 months surprised even me, because James discovered something that completely changed his confidence.
Alex, now I really want to know what happened to James. You said something changed after 3 months. What was it?
Well, the interesting thing is that James did not suddenly learn thousands of new words. He did not memorize a huge grammar book. He did not study for 5 hours every day. He simply became comfortable with making mistakes.
Comfortable with mistakes? Most students are trying to avoid mistakes.
Exactly. And that was James's biggest problem before. He thought mistakes were proof that his English was weak. But then he understood something important. Every mistake is information. If you say a sentence incorrectly, now you know what your brain needs to improve. Mistakes are not enemies. They are teachers.
I think many learners need to hear that. Sometimes when I make a mistake while speaking, I feel embarrassed.
And Sarah, that feeling is normal. But confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes because you keep speaking. Think about James. After 3 months of daily practice, something interesting happened. He joined an online meeting. Before, he always kept his microphone muted because he was afraid. But this time, someone asked him a question. And instead of freezing, he answered.
Wow!
Was his English perfect? No. Did he make mistakes? Yes. But something was different. He was communicating, and that is the real goal of language.
Alex, before we finish, I want to ask something important. What is the biggest secret of confident English speakers? Because everyone wants confidence. Everyone wants to speak naturally. So what is the secret?
Great question, Sarah. And the answer is not what most people think.
Really?
Yes. Many people believe confident speakers have perfect grammar, a huge vocabulary, no fear, and perfect pronunciation. But that is not true. The biggest secret of confident speakers is simple. They use English before they feel ready.
Before they feel ready?
Exactly. Many learners say, I will speak when my grammar improves. I will speak when I know more words. I will speak when my accent becomes better. But the problem is, that day never comes, because confidence is not created by waiting. Confidence is created by action.
So where does AI fit into this?
AI can be your confidence training ground. Before speaking to a real person, you can practice with AI.
You can make mistakes. You can try again. You can improve. But remember this important difference. Using AI to avoid humans is a problem. Using AI to prepare yourself for real communication is powerful.
So AI should be a bridge, not a replacement.
Exactly. Beautifully said. Let me leave you with one important idea. AI is not making students lazy, and AI is not automatically making students better. The result depends on the learner.
So the tool is not the problem.
Correct. A pencil can help you write a beautiful story, but a pencil cannot write the story for you. Your creativity is still needed. AI can explain difficult grammar, correct your mistakes, create practice conversations, help with pronunciation, give you unlimited practice, but AI cannot replace one thing: your effort.
That actually changes the way I think about AI. I used to think AI would do the learning for me, but now I understand it should help me learn.
Exactly. Think of AI as your English gym partner. It can guide you, it can encourage you, it can show you the right exercises, but you still have to train. Before we end, let's practice one final sentence. Repeat after me. I do not need to be perfect to improve my English. Again, I do not need to be perfect to improve my English. One more time with confidence. I do not need to be perfect to improve my English.
That sentence itself feels motivating.
Because it is true. Your English journey is not about becoming perfect overnight. It is about becoming better every single day.
Alex, today's conversation really changed the way I see learning English. I always thought technology was either good or bad, but now I understand it depends on how we use it.
Exactly, Sarah. Every generation gets new tools. The smartest learners are not the people who reject new technology. They are the people who learn how to use it wisely. So, if you are learning English right now, do not be afraid of AI, but also do not hide behind AI. Use it, practice with it, learn from it, but keep your own voice alive.
Because the goal is not for AI to speak English for us. The goal is for us to speak English confidently.
Exactly. And now I have a small challenge for you. Write one sentence in English in the comments. Tell us, how are you using AI to improve your English?
And if today's conversation helped you, share your biggest English learning challenge with us. We would love to hear your story.
Keep listening, keep practicing, keep making mistakes, because every mistake is bringing you one step closer to fluency. This is Alex.
And Sarah.
See you in the next Daily English Podcast.